Hey guys, this is Jake from Zcode, and today I'm doing a little video for zcodesystem.com about the upcoming season in tennis for 2018. And I must say, what a year it has been for 2017. We've done such an amazing job with all the systems that were on Zcode. We've done a lot of money and had a lot of successful moments with a lot of bets that went our way with 10 units and higher even. All the PODs players of the day at the end of the season have gone in for us, and it was absolutely fantastic because yeah, we had a run for like maybe 15 or 20 wins in a row, which was just fantastic. Um, But yeah, 2017 has been great for us, and maybe I'd like to apologize to the members. Perhaps I wasn't very active, but a lot has been going on in my life, and I'd like to apologize to you for that. And I think 2018 is going to be absolutely fantastic, and we're going to make plenty of money, and I'm going to be a lot more active. I'm going to have a lot more time, so we can um, get right into it. And well, it's 1st of December, and I'm doing a quick video just to see how we're gonna proceed with the 2018 season. Yeah, so let's dig right in. So obviously the season 2017 has been fantastic for some players, like Roger Federer, obviously. Not so much for Stan Wawrinka or Novak Djokovic, obviously, and especially Andy Murray, who all have been out with injuries and struggling throughout. But I think these guys are going to be back. Andy Murray is going to be back from his surgery. Um, Stan Wawrinka is also after recovery. Novak Djokovic, same way. He's recovering well, and he's going to be ready for Australian Open very, very soon. Um, so obviously we have Australian Open very, very soon coming up in January, just end of January, and then we have some other tournaments in Australia just before that. But I believe that these guys are gonna be obviously the main competitors for the title. Not Stan, that's obviously a very obvious statement. Stan Wawrinka, Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, Andy Murray, and obviously Rafa and Nadal. But here's the thing that I actually believe none of these players are going to win the Australian Open. There has been a lot of up and coming players in the rankings over the past few weeks and a few months, actually. As you can see, Grigor Dimitrov was the one who won the ATP World Tour Finals, and he has played an absolutely fantastic season. Reached number three. Maybe not hasn't won a single Grand Slam, and the two Grand Slams have been split between Nadal and Federer, but I believe he's got what it takes to take that Grand Slam. He does have the weapons, and as we call him, the baby Roger Federer, he does have that similar play style, minus the 10 years in difference between the two players. Um, Obviously, let's not forget Alexander Zverev, who has had an immense season, won many tournaments, ATP 500. He has beaten the top players. He gave a run for Roger Federer's money at the ATP World Tour Finals in the group stages as well, and almost won against him in the tiebreak by, I believe he was leading 4-1 in the tiebreak, and then lost the match in the third set in that tiebreak. And then you have Dominic Thiem as well, and also David Goffin and Jack Sock. Those are all relatively young players who are up and coming and have been on the rise in 2017. And obviously, we have to also mention that crazy guy, Nick Kyrgios. Not many like him, but sadly, he is one to be not to be messed with. He does have the potential, obviously, to win the tournament, and I believe 2018 is going to be that year where you have a lot of up and coming players, and those youngsters are gonna have a lot to say in 2018. So don't really focus on Nadal, Federer, obviously Wawrinka, Djokovic. Those are all older players, and obviously Andy Murray as well, who's ranked number 16 now. He was the first seed in 2017 at the actual tournament in Australian Open, but that's obviously not going to be the case in 2018. And we're also talking about players who are past their 30 years age stage. So we have to look at the youngsters and actually think that these guys are going to have a lot of value when it comes to betting outright. And obviously these guys are going to have very high odds that you can place right before. So yes, they will be very important. And let's actually go into odds checker and see how much we can get on these guys to win outright. Tennis. Okay, maybe it's not visible yet. It's going to Grand Slams. Men's Australian Open. So obviously we have Roger Federer to win outright. Number 1. Federer 3-0. 3-1. Nadal also around that stage, but then you have Zverev 10-1, Dimitrov 12-1, and Nick Kyrgios 22-1. You see, David Goffin 50-1, and that's the type of player who actually has the potential to go very far. He doesn't have the weapons, perhaps, but he does have everything else when it comes to the perseverance to beat top players. Maybe not consecutively beat top players like Djokovic and then Nadal 2 days later at the Grand Slam, but he can beat one, and he can obviously beat the lower ranked players without any issues. But he has the potential to go into quarterfinals, for example, and that's where you can place a bet 50-1 and just leave. Obviously, after a few stages, when the odds drop, you can just get your money and leave, and that's it. That's all you need to. That's all you need to do when it comes to outright betting. You don't want to bet on Roger Federer to win at 3-1, because that's not only risky, but also the law odds are just not there for you, especially when you have people like Djokovic who can threaten his win. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for me to talk about 2018 when it comes in terms of the first Grand Slam. The ATP World Tour Final tournaments are out, and you can check them on their official website. January is obviously going to be starting with Qatar, Doha, where you're going to have as usual, probably Wawrinka playing there. You can check by going into the actual tournament and see who's attending. Surprisingly, we have Djokovic at this year's tournament. Oh, Wawrinka is not here. Maybe he's going to be taking maybe India, actually. He played in India last year. Anyway, let's not bog down on this too much. So yeah, you have Sydney International afterwards, ASB Classic, and obviously Grand Slam, Australian Open, the first one on the 15th, starting with the qualifiers, and then 28th is when the actual tournament is going to begin. I don't know about many changes, but obviously February is going to bring sort of an indoor season and the outdoor courts to play. That's where the clay season is roughly gonna be gone, and obviously the outdoors are gonna be starting in March roughly. That's when the sun comes out, and then we have April when we have the outdoor clay, Rolex, Monte Carlo, the big tournament, obviously Barcelona afterwards. Those are the main big tournaments in April that I'm actually gonna be following a lot. But obviously the little tournaments in those months are also very important, and that's where we can make our money as well on the up and coming players. As the top ones, obviously not, they won't be so much focus on the 250s and the 500s, but that's where the money sits as well, and you can make a fair amount from that if you play wisely. So then let's move on. May, Michua, Madrid Open, Madrid in Spain. We're gonna have two ATP Masters, as always, Rome and Madrid, two clay courts, outdoor, and to end that sort of clay season per se for the ATP World Tour final, you have the Roland Garros, the main Grand Slam in France. And in June, you're gonna start the grass season, and I can see that we're gonna have Turkey again, which is great, absolutely fantastic. The usual tournaments are there, but Turkey has been added with the grass court tournament as well. Oops. So I'm really excited for that one. And obviously July, Wimbledon, start of the month. And then you have Newport, which is the Hall of Fame. Not so much Hall of Fame, to be honest. Just old players usually playing. But that's the outdoor clays are gonna follow that, and you have the outdoor hard in City Open. And we really like this tournament. A lot of good players attend this, and it's always very good fun. Then we have Rogers Cup and Western and Southern Open at Cincinnati. Those are all outdoor hard courts, and then we have the little tournaments in September. That's pretty much the end of the season. And October is gonna bring us the China Open, Tokyo, Shanghai, everything in Asia. And the little tournaments, the less important ones, are gonna be in Europe, obviously, and Moscow, Basel, Switzerland, and Paris, France. That's the Rolex, and that pretty much sums up the season with the Masters. And that's where you're going to have the next gen, which is the new tournament, and it's absolutely fantastic. The up-and-coming players play the youngsters who have been nominated based on rankings and age, where they take place indoors in Milan. And this year was the first time that it took place, and it was absolutely amazing when it comes to the quality of play from players, and I absolutely loved it. It was such a good tournament. And finally, you have the London tournament, NITO ATP World Tour Finals, which are going to take place at the O2 Arena, which I have attended this year, and it was insanely exciting to see the top players play. And I was lucky enough to see the match we went to see was Sok versus Zverev, and yeah, it was a 3-set match, and I was extremely excited to see both of them because obviously they have amazing season, and Zverev is an extremely talented player. You guys have to look out for him. He's gonna win a Grand Slam in 2018, and quote me on that, he will. And if he doesn't, I'm gonna cut my hand off. And on that bombshell, I'm gonna end this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I tried to accommodate as much news. Obviously, you can read more on the VIP picks Z-code system. You can go into the forums, have a look around, because I've posted the new. I will post the new topic with the preview of the season. So just watch out for that, and just basically go through it, have a look at the videos, and educate yourself on everything about tennis. And thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you again next time.